Hello and welcome to the first video in the series History of Architecture Briefly Told. In this video, I will summarize a brief outline of prehistoric architecture, which is the architecture dating back between 11,000 BC to 3000 BC, more or less. First, we have to ask ourselves, what is prehistoric architecture? Well, as the title kind of suggests, it is the architecture within the period of time preceding written records of human history. That is to say, before history or prehistory. Roughly speaking, it dates between 11,600 BC to 3,500 BC. This period is divided threefold: the Paleolithic era, the Mesolithic era, and the Neolithic era. Or to otherwise articulate it, the Old Stone Age, the Middle Stone Age, and the New Stone Age. The second question to ask ourselves is, what does prehistoric architecture look like? Well, they were primitive structures, and so they followed simple geometric forms, should any sort of formation occur, that is. As for materials, they were mostly made out of earthly or organic substances, such as stone, wood, straw, or even animal skin and bones, while also some were just excavated caves. Now, the next question we ought to ask is, how were these prehistoric architectural structures characterized? In other words, what was the typology of these creations? Well, here they are listed in academic terminology, which I will explain in a second. They are the menhir, the dolmen, cromlech, tumulus, and then we have the primitive dwellings in varied forms and caves. First, we have the menhir. It is basically a monolithic structure standing tall and erect, believed to have been utilized for religious affairs. Then we have the dolmen, which were vertical stones topped with a horizontal slab. Next, the cromlech, which were large stones arranged in a circular form. The Stonehenge is an example that comes to mind. We also have the tumulus, which is a raised mound of earth or stones, usually used as a burial site. And finally, we have the primitive dwellings in all forms one can imagine them to be: huts, tents, etc. And caves, whether natural or excavated and dug out. And that's it for our first video. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.